Howdy there, shipmates. This is Stevie Wayne, fabulous 1340 KAB Antonio Bay, beaming out to you across the sea, to all my lovely seamen out there, bouncing around on the old choppy big blue. A word of warning: keep a weather eye out. Look out there, look across the sea, look into the distance, look into the night, look for the fog, because when the fog returns to Antonio Bay, old Stevie Wayne gets very, very lonely. Up in here, huge, phallic lighthouse at the top of the world. Look me up, me hearties, because I'm all alone here, waiting for you.
Hey, folks! KILT-MAN here, KILT-MAN at your unusual services. How are you all? I hope you're doing very well. It's a Friday, it's a dress-down day for KILT-MAN, so, in all my finery, we've got some news. Yes, news that KILT-MAN is turning a new corner. It's a lifestyle choice. Fabulous KAB. How are you all? Hope you're doing very, very well. Yes, this little, well, I say little, but look at that. Adrienne Barbeau, you got nothing on me, sister. We've had some news, and that news is not that spectacularly unusual, to be perfectly honest. Yes, there's going to be another John Carpenter sort of reboot, remake, sequel, prequel thing. There you go again. The Fog from 1979. Oh yes, his elaborate, awesomely spooky, atmospheric ghost story, The Fog. And it got remade in 2007. Oh dear God, that lamentable floating turd in the fog that is that despicable remake. But John Carpenter's back catalogue, people, producers, studios are forever trying to pilfer it, take it, remake it, reboot it, just redo it. They're all over the show, aren't they? And we've had so many of these ideas. Escape from New York, going to be recast, a new Snake Plissken, blah blah blah. The Thing prequel, then a Thing sequel, then oh god, a Thing TV series. Halloween has obviously gone through all of this and has come out smelling of pumpkins because it's done pretty well. 2018 version, and then of course we've got Halloween Kills, long delayed, we know, and then Halloween Ends next year. Hopefully this all comes to fruition. But they will not leave John Carpenter stuff alone. Why? Because John Carpenter stuff is electrifying. It's got cult in its DNA. It's filmic DNA. There's no getting around it. He is the most cult cherished filmmaker that we've had. And his stuff endures without a doubt. His characters, his stories, his scenarios are absolutely, they're lightning in a bottle. So, inevitably, things would turn around to The Fog yet again. So, news has broken that, and as I say, it's not really news because there's always been ideas to do a sequel to The Fog. A sequel, you say, KILT-MAN? A sequel? How can they make a sequel to The Fog? The Fog is a nice self-contained supernatural tale. Everything has turned full circle at the end of it. The marauding maritime wraiths have come back. The leprous ghouls from beneath the depths have come back to reenact their revenge. They've claimed the six. They've got the gold back. Job done. All the descendants of the original conspiratorial six have died. That's it. What's left to do? Yeah. What is left to do? That is actually quite a very major point. Where do you go beyond this? The thing about the thing, see that the thing just dominates. The thing about The Fog is that it is such a great story. It's such a great location. The characters, the setting of the lighthouse, Stevie Wayne. Yes. Look at those babies. And the whole scenario, the vengeance, maritime, ghostly tale. Wraiths from beyond the briny coming back with horrible weapons, hooks and scythes and spikes and eye gougers and all that kind of stuff. Looking amazing, wriggly, wormed faces. It's outstanding. And you do want to see more of it. And the elaborate effects they had back in the day for The Fog. Yes, I am jutting those out there. Those huge, rocky outcroppings of chesticles. Sailors beware. Many have crashed and foundered upon these shores. The worst thing is, I'm actually really enjoying it. But you want more of it. You do. Antonio Bay and its horrible secretive history. It may be a self-contained story, but it also lends itself to more maritime, ghostly yarns. You had the whole thing, Tom Atkins, the great Tom Atkins, telling Jamie Lee Curtis, trouble just seems to follow me around, which is like a definite throwback. Her Hitchhiker is a throwback to Laurie Strode in Halloween. Because don't forget, we're talking way back without any further embellishments to the Haddonfield saga and Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie Strode character. But bad luck just seems to follow me around. No sooner as he picked it up than things go crazy that night anyway. And someone comes knocking at the door, but he's so long at getting up to answer the door after a night of passion with a hitchhiker he's just picked up. It's rife with little urban legends as well. So that's what lends Antonio Bay and this fog-bound sort of maritime seaport town its own little environment of the unusual, the bizarre, the crazy, the warped. What's to say that Antonio Bay doesn't have some other secrets there which will come out of the fog and some other night? Who knows? There are no details as to this so far. John Carpenter himself has said, yeah, look, I've always been, amenable to people taking my stuff and remaking it, rebooting it, doing prequels and sequels, because he just wants that. But, and these are the crucial things now, he's enhanced his foothold in the movie industry and the cult iconography that he already has by his Lost Themes albums, his World Tour, his whole sort of, musical outlet now. But he's maintained a foothold because he's doing the scores for Halloween 2018, done it, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. And we all want more of the John Carpenter sound. But he's been hinting quite heavily in the last couple of years that, as well as playing video games all the time and chain smoking, as is his wont, and being hugely anti-authoritarian, that he wouldn't mind working with the likes of Jennifer Lawrence and Amy Adams. Yeah, and I wouldn't mind working with them either. Maybe we could brush shoulders and chests together. Who knows? But makeup tips, hair tips. But he also has said very recently, I'd love to work with Kurt Russell again. King Kurt! My hero, Kurt Russell, King Kurt, yes. We had the naff Escape from LA. Look, I've got to be honest, it is naff. I do not like the movie at all. I love Kurt Russell being in it. I love the idea of carrying on the Snake Plissken character. But John Carpenter's his films have never been in his mind to carry on a saga with the same characters. Never. That's never been the idea at all. So it's alien to him to do so. But if ever any character was meant to have gone on for more stories, more adventures, it's Snake Plissken. Escape from LA was not the one to do it. And you can tell it just doesn't really work. It's a rehash and a satire and a piss take of Escape from New York. Yes, an idea's got passed around about, well, the third one's going to be Escape from Earth. Well, yeah, he did discuss that. And then you got Ghosts of Mars, and everyone was going, oh, well, maybe that was the original idea for Escape from Earth. It's not really. It's a lot of jumbled ideas all coming together into another rather cack-handed sci-fi horror movie, which John Carpenter's heart really isn't in, as you can see watching the movie, as enjoyable as it is. But I've always said that John Carpenter and Kurt Russell could get back together again and do a proper Snake Plissken follow-on. Kurt Russell, as old as he is right now, can still do the old Snake Plissken. If Stallone can still bring Rambo back endlessly in his 70s and still kick ass, sure as damn it, Kurt Russell can bring Snake back. There's only one Snake Plissken, and that is Kurt Russell. So don't rehash it with somebody else. And like Wyatt Russell, Kurt's son, I know the great idea with that, and it'd be lovely to pass the baton on. And Wyatt Russell's not a bad actor, really. You know, Overlord's great, he's superb in it, but he's not Snake Plissken. I'm sorry, he just isn't. You want Kurt to do it. So, if you're going to reboot Snake Plissken, bring Kurt back for a final, older version, because he can still do it. So back to the fog. You have this fog idea. Well, where are you going to go with it? The enclosed tale was definitely there. Completely concealed. Start, middle, prologue, backstory, end. The ghouls have got what they wanted. That's it. End of. Antonio Bay is safe. Should be. But you do get Stevie Wayne's enigmatic finale, an epitaph, which of course mimics Scotty, the reporter from The Thing from Another World, one of John Carpenter's favourite movies, the original version of The Thing. And he says at the end, you know, keep watching the skies, keep looking, keep watching the skies, as a warning. And Stevie Wayne's warning out across the airwaves is, of course, that warning just rejigged and brought forward. And it's majestic and beautiful, elegiac, haunting. Look for the fog, because the fog could return at any time. Why would the fog return? Why would those mariners return? Well, maybe it wouldn't be those mariners. Maybe it would not be Rob Bottin, makeup effects guru Rob Bottin, who plays Captain Blake, who at the end of the movie does get his gold, which the late great Hal Holbrook only died a few weeks ago. Oh my God! And you know, Hal Holbrook, awesome. Creepshow, Magnum Force, so many movies. The Fog, obviously, but incredible actor. And as the drunken inebriate, and you know, I found out my backstory, my history, and this town's built on a lie. And you have John Carpenter as well as a bit part player, playing Bennett, who's like the janitor of the chapel, the church. Father, can I get paid? And he's already said to him, why didn't you come in at 4 tomorrow, Bennett? And he's chugging some whiskey down. Father, can I get paid? Why don't you make it 6? I'll see you tomorrow, Bennett. He's brilliant. He's a brilliant character actor. But he's gone, so you're not going to have that now. His character's gone, and Hal Holbrook is sadly gone. But the ghouls, the mariners, the leprous seamen have took back their revenge. Only six conspirators must die. I've always said that as much as I love The Fog, a mistake, a narrative mistake, is that you're told 6 must die, and you've already had 3 on this. This goes out to the Seagrass. The crew on the Seagrass who encountered that ghostly schooner, which is Blake's ship, which was run aground and crashed and foundered on the rocks, lured into a trap. By God, it was a campfire. You've already had all of that. So 3 were killed straight away. So you've only got 3 more. So that does eliminate a huge amount of suspense. So when 2 more get killed, Mrs. Cobritz and Dan the Weatherman, Charles Cyphers, who's got the hots for Stevie Wayne. And let's face it, Who wouldn't have the hots for Stevie Wayne? Fabulous. KAB. Oh dear, oh dear. So everyone is now stuck in the church and Stevie Wayne at the lighthouse, the radio station, and but only one more is going to die. So of course, why not 6? He gives the gold back and they all vanish. Why not 6, Blake? I'm the 6th conspirator. And then you get the EC comic style epilogue. Blake comes back, the fog returns. It is narratively stupid, and I love this movie. I love this movie beyond belief. It's one of my favourite ghost stories and one of my favourite John Carpenter movies. But it does make a lot of narrative errors. The 6 being confirmed, and then you've only got 3 more to go. You've already given a limit to what more excitement the film is going to offer. And then the cheat, the cop-out, why not 6? And they come back at the end, whoosh. It is a great sequence, but it is, narratively speaking, rather stupid and hackneyed. But I still love it. So again, how do we return to the fog? What do we do? Clearly it can't be Blake and his marauding mariners coming back from the watery grave, because they've done it. They've done what they need to do. Has the town got another secret? Well, you're getting into the realms of stupidity there. How many secrets can Antonio Bay be hiding away? You know? Or is the fog its own malevolent thing? The fog is what gave life to the curse. It gave them a chance to come back. And now you're evoking Edgar Allan Poe, which is what Carpenter, his quote from Edgar Allan Poe, is everything we see but a dream within a dream. Does the fog itself have its own power, its own dominion over the seas, so it can reawaken doomed spirits, reawaken their curse, enable them to reenact that retribution? Can it then take a different form? Can it bring somebody else back? Can it inhabit someone else's hatreds, desires, whatever? Will it just, as a malevolent force, lay siege to something else? Maybe it's not even going to be Antonio Bay. There's no script for this. It's just in development. But it does seem to be gathering some momentum from what I've seen already. So maybe it's going to be an ocean liner which will be submerged in fog. Once this happens, there's no end to what can take place. There's been many maritime, murderous, nautical horror stories. Death Ship, we won't talk about that one. And I did a video just a day before on the Bermuda Triangle. Electromagnetic fogs are always, well, very often part of these highly weird and bizarre tales of disappearances and strange escapes from the otherworldly. And there's nothing more otherworldly than these chaps. But so the fog, it could take many manifestations, like its actual entity itself. It can shift and shape itself into whatever. It could form its own entities. It can be whatever it wants. It can get through cracks in doors, cracks in glass. It can submerge a town, a ship. It could submerge the sea. And what lurks in the fog? Anything could be there. So the fog, under John Carpenter's new sort of steering, is he going to write it? Is he going to direct it? This is the thing I'm coming to again. John Carpenter's now been hinting he wants to come back to movies. He wants to work with Jennifer Lawrence, Amy Adams, Kurt Russell again. He's getting that buzz back. You've got Ridley Scott, who's 195, who is lost in a complete Alzheimer's limbo land. Just look at the Alien movies now. You've got George Miller, who is still working. Fury Road, and he was like, what, was he 70 then when he made that? And he's now late 70s. And he's still going to go back to the wasteland. he's still got inspiration, visions. He can still direct like there's no tomorrow. Pure whip crack stuff. So John Carpenter, he hasn't even gone to direct it. Just write it, John. Write it. Do the music. If you want to direct, direct. If you want to produce, produce. But yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for more of the fog. Because it's out there, folks. It's out there, shipmates. Keep a weather eye out. Look across the sea. Look for the fog. Because when the fog returns... Whoa! Fabulous KAB. And some fabulous titties on me. I'm going to see you all later after we go to Traffic and Travel with my old fellow DJ, Mr. Kentucky.